Good evening, Muscular Enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the predictions video. Yes, just a good few hours ago, all of these skins rotated into Rustor, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of them, try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment this week, which of these skins might give us some of those sweet, delicious-looking profits. So, yeah, this is actually the last Rustor of 2023, and I'll be honest with you, it's a pretty good one. So we got quite a lot to talk about. Now, first thing that's caught my eye is the likes of the Legacy Kevlar Kilt. So I'm sure many of you are well aware we had the Legacy Tier 3, literally in the Rustor not too long ago, because it actually persisted for 2 weeks. We've never really seen anything like that before, but in short, Chestplate did 56,000 bare minimum sales, and the Kevlar, the Legacy Kevlar face mask, that did bare minimum 65,000 sales. So a ridiculously high amount. However, doesn't matter, new core pieces accepted. Both of these have spiked in demand and spiked in price. And if you need a little reference here to understand, well, as you can see with this tweet that I put out earlier, literally, I took a screenshot of both of the Tier 3 pieces 5 minutes after the Rustor rotation happened, so the vast majority of people didn't even know it came out. And yeah, 229 quantity on the Steam market for the Legacy Kevlar face mask. Cheapest price was $3.60. And then with the likes of the Legacy Kevlar vest, only 68 of them on the Steam market. Lowest price was $2.95. Also, check the bars on the side here, so $2.35 there. And as you can see over here, $2.94 here with the highest bar there. And if we were to go over to here, take a look, you can see it's both on the front page of the Steam market. They got bought out, they got cleaned out, and the price has been climbing ever since. And I don't think it's stopping here, because like we've already said, the beginning of post-Christmas has just started. So even though we know both of these sold an absurd amount, they are very likely going to go full steam ahead and go even higher. There's not much until this reaches $5. It's literally on the cusp. It is $5. It's 3 cents off. What are you talking about, Hedge? Shut up. Stop being so precise. And this right here, whilst it does have some fat quantities, over the course of the weekend and leading up to the likes of January 4 swipe, I can't help but feel like this is going to get bought out even more. That's an optimistic view. We do have to really take into consideration that there is a lot of these in circulation. What is stopping someone from unloading all of their investment? You don't know if there's a private account out there that probably bought thousands of them, but we'll just have to wait and see. But the momentum is looking strong, and I'm pretty sure this is also going to push up to $5. It is a pay-to-win face mask. You can deceive people with this. It looks like you're wearing a beanie hat. No, it's a face mask with just out any facial mesh, so we shall see, we shall see. Now, with this, I highly doubt we're going to be able to match up to the amount of sales that the Tier 3 did, so all the better for this. But also, take one good look at it. Yeah, that could be a budget blackout option. So how much is the blackout kilt currently? Let's go take a quick look. Because like I said, in regards to post-Christmas, all of the blackout collections expected to get bought out. All of these are expected to rise up in price. And oh, there you go, there's the kilt. Kilt is currently sitting here at just under $20. That is in a very comfortable spot. Let's just quickly go see the layout of the listings. Come on, don't be shy. Yep, there you go. Thank you very much, Mr. Steam. Here we are. So yeah, $18, quite a decent amount of them listed, but then again, there's not much like resistance. That could get bought out, that could rise up, and it is expected to reach up to and go over $20 at some point over the course of the next few weeks. So back over to here, with the likes of this, you might sit there and say, but Hedge, we only have the Tier 3 and the kilt. That's probably not going to be good enough. Well, my friends, it blends in ever so nicely with the likes of blackout hoodie and pants, leather gloves, and boots. Get a good look at that. Now, you can go even cheaper. You could go buy Pirate Collection. You could go buy the likes of the black hoodie. You could easily make a very cheap, affordable blackout set, and you don't even need to really buy any blackout skins. So I hope you like that. Also, why don't we just go a little bit darker so you can see what it looks like during the likes of dusk. There you go. And then a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Just to get this in your heads, all skins will look like this at night time, so don't assume blackout's any more special. That is a thing a lot of people get mistaken with. So, yeah, this does blend in ever so nicely. Blackout hoodie and pants, or other options, it will look good, I'm sure. Are you a fan of it? Do you like the black matte design? Well, we'll see what happens next, because we can't rule out the possibility that Legacy Kevlar could also have its own hoodie and pants, or potentially its own, coffee can and vest as well, because I just forgot we do have the kilt right there. Yeah, it is a bit weird. We don't have the other Tier 2 pieces. That also kind of leads me to believe we potentially might not see any more Legacy Kevlar. We'll find out eventually, but with what we have there, all the potential positives, Legacy Kevlar is definitely looking to be a really, really good consideration to even buy. Like, I'd rather do my abnormal barders first. Yes, this skin is abnormal, but I really kind of am thinking, yeah, it's looking a little bit too good. And again, whilst I do lean more to the side of I don't think we're going to see any more Legacy Kevlar, I can't help but feel like people are going to appreciate the Tier 3 a lot, and therefore, by default, you're going to also want to get the Kilt as well. So I think this is all looking to have a pretty nice future ahead of it. More so this, because it's expected that there's going to be a lot less of these compared to these. So from here and now, what do you think? As I said, the smartest option is to do the abnormal barders first, look at the support afterwards, then make a decision. And, well, Legacy Kevlar Tier 3 held up. I'm pretty sure the Kilt can too. So that right there is definitely something I'm even considering buying. Now, considering it's now technically post-Christmas, over the course of the next few days, maybe things will start to ramp up, interest in skins will start to push, and of course with the likes of skin prices going up, you can sell your skins, make lots of profits. You very likely will reach a point where you're going to max out your accounts. And you're going to get to a point where it's like, I want to keep selling my Rust skins because they're very high prices at the moment, but I've reached my maximum Steam wallet. What can I do? Honestly, some of these kilts, 100 of these kilts, lots of these kilts, it probably couldn't hurt. I honestly wouldn't blame you if you looked at that and thought, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Because even I'm considering it. So there's a safe option in which you could buy something, hold on to it for maybe another year or so, and it'll most likely still retain its value. If anything, it'll go up in price. So, yeah, that sounds like a very nice thing to have available to you. So, things are actually looking very good with this. Again, we'll keep an eye on the sales, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to match up to the Tier 3. So, all the better for that. Right then, so I was very positive in regards to Legacy Kevlar Kilt. What else am I somewhat positive about? I have to bring up the likes of this Bombshell sheet metal door right here. Now, there is a certain couple of skins that you might be already thinking of to compare this to, and don't worry, I'm prepared to show you a nice little comparison. So first things first, we have to bring up the likes of the Brutalist sheet metal door and the Frontier Rustic door. So both of these came out just a few months ago. They both have see-through mesh as well. Only the Brutalist sheet metal door has glow-in-the-dark compared to between these two. With the likes of the Bombshell, it has glow-in-the-dark and see-through mesh as well. So this right here, $2.53, sold for $3, so it's a little bit below its Rust price. However, things could change over the course of the next few weeks. Over to here, the likes of the Brutalist sheet metal door. People have started to push this a lot, and this is now pushing up to $4.50. By pushing, I mean people on TikTok and whatnot are saying, yeah, Brutalist doors are actually really good, you should consider buying them, and well, lo and behold, people are doing just that. So this is now pushing up to $4.50. So back over to here, the likes of our brand new Bombshell sheet metal door. With this sitting here at $3, I actually think it's actually going to do quite all right. So here's a little video I prepared beforehand, and let's play. So first things first, get a good look at the see-through mesh. As you can see a reasonable amount. Now, in terms of how wide you can see through the likes of the Brutalist there's a lot more. And Frontier Rustic, unfortunately, need to stand on something just to be able to see through it. Now, of course, when we make it nighttime, there you go. So check again with the likes of the Bombshell. You can still see a reasonable amount. Obviously, you can see a fair bit more the likes of the Brutalist. And then when you get to Frontier Rustic, not really. So, with the Bombshell sheet metal door's diagonal design for its see-through mesh, you can actually see a little bit lower. So this is something that I have to question you about. When you go over to here, and I'll pause it, do you see how you can see a little bit lower? And then when you get to the likes of the Brutalist, you'll see that whilst it's got a wider view, it doesn't go as low. So here's a question. Well, you can see through that little bit there. That's the extra special thing about that. So after looking at that, I will sit here and say, if we keep seeing Brutalist sheet metal door keep rising up in price, of course people are going to look at this as the alternative, cheaper option. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's not bad. It's still glow in the dark. It still has a very nice window of vision for with its see-through mesh. And you don't have to always have these skins as your main door skin. You can use a spray can. You can utilize the likes of this and this as a tool. So if you wanted to be extra safe in knowing that no one's outside door camping you, you could just quickly whip out a spray can, turn your doors into either one of these or one of these. You can double check, and if everything's safe, you notice nobody out there, you'll be all right. Fingers crossed, maybe, possibly. So at the end of the day, I don't know if this is going to do as many sales compared to the likes of the Brutalist sheet metal doors. So that did about 20,000-ish. We'll quickly verify that. And what do you see here? Yeah, it's about 20,000. There might be more. There might be private accounts there with thousands. We shall see. But again, I just can't help but think it's going to be all right. Now, this is also abnormal. If you want to play extra safe, we'll do the abnormal bilders first. But again, if it gets to a point where you kind of really want or need to buy something because you're selling a bunch of stuff, this is also looking to be another perfectly fine skin to consider buying. Like, honestly, yes, I do see the Brutalist Sheep Nador being a fair bit better in terms of its vision, but this is still considerably good. And like I said, if this keeps getting bought out, keeps getting like hyped up and whatnot, if that gets a little bit too expensive, people are going to have to look for other options, and that is a much more affordable option, technically speaking, right now. Because this is 50% higher compared to this in terms of price. So there are instantly you got a pretty good thing there for it. So what do you think? Well, you can think on it for a good week or so because, well, honestly, like I said, I'm not going to be too picky if I'm desperately in need to buy something. And I do see that, as time goes on, being a very nice consideration as something that will retain its value. Again, we'll have a much better feeling of that based on how many sales we see by next week. So that is my answer. I'm confident in it, but I would rather see how many have sold. If we see like 30,000 plus, I'm definitely going to question it more. Sounds good? All right then. So I will sit here and I'm going to also sit here and say I'm confident in the likes of the Berserker Thompson. It might have a bit of a funny time though, and I do have to question Thompson's as a whole. So first up, with the likes of its design, very nice, very cool. Keeping up with the likes of that Berserk theme. When you look at it in-game, it's like a creature, all sharp teeth and whatnot. It's all like metallic scales, and honestly, that looks really cool. Vase and Hanushka did a very good job. And when you aim down the sight, you've got a very useful yellowy white aim sight. Stands out very nicely compared to the skin here, but in every environment, that should be A-OK. So now we have to talk about the likes of Thompson's. So over the past year, Thompson's in 2023 have been a bit absurd in terms of how many have been given away. We've had Twitch drops, we've had skins in the Rust store and whatnot, and at the moment, things have improved. We are seeing a lot of Thompsons in the green at the moment. Some of them are still a little bit down, unfortunately. Give them some extra time, don't worry. When post-Christmas is in full effect, they will all be in the positive. That is the expectation. This is $3. I can see a potential positive thing based on, I don't think this is going to match up to like these three. Maybe, we shall see. Give it some more time. Maybe it will crack in the top 3 sellers. But if this came out to the Rust store without this and this, it probably would have sold more. I get the feeling people are going to focus these more compared to this, which would be okay for it in terms of investment, because that would mean less of these being bought, which would mean, as time goes on, all the better for it to rise up in price. Now, yes, it is part of a well-established Berserker collection. Get a good look at that. It has a home, all right? It has a home, and it looks cool. And Thompsons in general, they tend to be very reliable investments. But just to be safe, as I said, with the amount of Thompsons we've had this year compared to the previous years, last year we only had 11, and the year before that we only had 13. Now, point I'm trying to get across is we are starting to see more and more Thompsons being accepted. Gradually over time, we're going to have a lot of options to pick from. That wouldn't exactly be good in terms of investing into Thompsons. So if you want to play extra safe, this is abnormal. You could just stick with doing the likes of a buy order. That would be a perfectly considerable thing to do. Because I will sit here and say this, as we kept seeing more and more Thompsons being accepted during the likes of 2023, quite a lot of them went down pretty cheap. With the likes of Wasteland Thompson, how cheap did you get? Because you came out quite early in 2023. Right now you're sitting here at $1.75, only 77 on the Steam market. On average, every Rust skin has around 100 quantities, so this is below average. Not that much resistance. Could still rise up in price quite nicely. But what I care about is how bad was it? Well, during the likes of autumn fall seasonal dip, this was down to just over $1. Didn't go below $1, but it just managed to stay above. And yeah, it's just basically been trending downwards ever since there. So yeah, Wasteland Thompson's appearance, obviously not as impressive as Berserker. I mean, that might be my own personal opinion, but that definitely does look better. I can't help but feel like, will there be some potential bad times for this? Of course, many skins will suffer at some point. But yeah, a smart buy order could work out well. I honestly think the worst potential price this might end up with is probably going to be about $2. So, good buy order. Get that down during the abnormal, the abnormals. And yeah, I think everything could work out. But at the end of the day, if you happen to like it, yeah, I could sit there and say I might want to buy a few if I had to consider it. Like I said, maybe I already bought 100 of these and 100 of these, and I probably look at that and I think, yeah, I could probably go buy a portion of these. At some point down the line, will that Berserker Thompson go into positive? I can see it happening. But for an extra bit of reinforcement, I also want to see how many of these have sold. So abnormal barter first, look at the sales, question what the barter support looks like, and then make a decision if you're not jumping and buy some. That would be the safest option. All right, sounds good. Okay, what else do we have that we want to talk about? I'm going to say I'm half interested in Desert Beast Tier 3. And it's mainly due to the fact that this is a new core piece for potentially a whole set of core pieces. Now, I said it that way because we already had primitive skins. Funnily enough, with this being accepted, the primitive skins did go up in price. I'm pretty sure 100J is going to go back and forth, making primitive skins and core pieces. So, down the line, could we potentially see Hoodie Pants and Tier 2? I would not be surprised in the slightest. But don't be surprised if we see maybe some sort of extra hide skins 1 week, and then the Hoodie and Pants, and then back and forth. He might go ahead and make more pirate skins. Yes, he also does that as well. He has been very successful this year. Well done to you, Mr. 19J. So, in terms of, has he been successful before in, building up a full collection? Yes, he has. So I'm confident in that. And by default, with a brand new core piece being introduced, by default, there will be a spike in demand and a spike in price with the previous core pieces. And we literally saw that today with this kilt. Yeah, even if it's just the kilt, it will still spike in demand, spike in price. So yeah, I'm somewhat optimistic, but it's a matter of, will we definitely 100% see the likes of more? And well, I think we will. So it will probably be a buy order still, because I don't know fully. Well, it's only $1. Maybe you want to go buy some. It's up to you. But yeah, it's not abnormal. That's the problem. So that's for something for you to think on. But with all of this, currently ahead compared to the likes of these, maybe they don't sell that much. All the better for it to rise up in price at some point in the future. And if you're confident we will be seeing more Desert Beast, maybe that should be a good idea to consider buying them. That is up to you to make up. All right, cool, understood? Right, so with all of the other skins, I'm going to sit here and say I'm not that fully invested. I'm not 100% behind them. Damascus Furnace, it's part of the Damascus collection. Unfortunately, it's not exactly doing super great at the moment. But main point is, with the likes of Furnaces this year, I'm just not at all invested with the likes of Furnaces. I think we have too many. We got an absurd amount given to us this year, 25 this year. Previous year, we only had 16. The year before that, we only had 14. So that's starting to creep up into becoming a problem. I just don't see Furnaces as a good investment in general. All right? I'm sure you can understand. This is a perfectly nice homage to the old wooden door that we had back in Legacy era. However, it's just literally a wooden door. All right? I don't want to sound mean, but it's literally just a straight, plain wooden door. All right? I understand what it's in reference to. But when you take one quick look at the likes of all the wooden door skins that have been accepted over the past few years, you might notice people don't seem very keen on them. So even the glow-in-the-dark ones. So point made, I don't imagine that's going to hold up very nicely. I might just outright avoid it. Again, I'm looking at this with a financial perspective. Please understand that. I have to be honest with you, okay? I don't imagine it's going to be doing super crazy. And then we have the likes of the high voltage LR300. And, well, take a look at the likes of LR300s. You would understand that in regards to gun demand, LR300s not exactly doing super great. So low gun demand, so low usage, and next to no demand to use the skins equals low skin prices. So unfortunately, 70 cents, 90 cent buy order. That is very unfortunate, but I have to be honest with you, like I said. So this week, we've got some very interesting skins, and unfortunately some skins that very likely won't do super great. That is, well, fairly normal, I guess you could say. So now we need to go ahead and quickly talk about the likes of post-Christmas. So in terms of post-Christmas, with the current momentum of how things are currently, we saw some very good. We had a very decent amount of people currently playing. All right. So over the past week, we've been doing numbers close to around 130,000. Things are, going full steam ahead, and well, we're basically matching up to how things kind of played out during last year. So during the likes of December 2022, we had over 80,000 average player count, peaked at 138,000, and well, when you look at the likes of what we're going through with December at the moment, just got over 80,000 average player count, and we even beat last year's peak player count. So what happened after December 2022 was January 2023 rolled in, and we had 95,000 average player count, peaking at 176,000. Last year's post-Christmas was absurd. It was a great time. Many skins went up in price absurdly. I hope to see that happen all over again. And in the current position that we're in, it looks like we're kind of getting towards the same sort of position. So I believe that the January 4 swipe is where we're going to really notice a lot of people returning. All right, so you've got another week to really see it. But for some skins, you might have already noticed that they are trending upwards. Like I said, with the likes of the Brutalist skins, they are already being attacked. There has been some influence there, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that's happening. And then you've got the likes of the Whiteout skins breezing upwards as well. So if we could go find something like a... oh, comics. Are you getting bought out as well? Let's go take a look at you. All right, so currently you're about $9, correct? And yes, it's happening here. It might not seem like a lot. Oh, actually, ever since October, you can clearly see it, but it's that little bit there, that little bit there. Do you see that? That's the beginning of a brand new peak. It's not going to stop there. It's going to keep going higher. All right, so this is what we're going to expect for many skins. Whilst the standout cool ones, I guess that's the best way of saying it, standout meta skins are currently getting bought, gradually every other skin will be as well. And that's where we're going to start selling, and that's where we're going to make our sweet, delicious-looking profits. So I hope you're enjoying yourself. Comics Jackhammer, why don't we go take a quick look at you as well? Comics Jackhammer, come on, load out for me. I need to show you. There we go. So this is sitting here maybe just below $6. Getting there. And yeah, starting to trickle upwards from what you can see there. But basically, every skin this year, they reached their lowest point around the beginning of October. And since then, you should see every single skin just basically trending upwards, leading towards their new all-time peaks. And that is a wonderful time, my friends, because like I said, best time to sell your skins for the absolute best profits. And then, around March time, that is where we expect to see prices go back down again, and you could basically go buy all your skins again for a much cheaper price, especially due to the fact that we have a Counter-Strike major taking place in March time. Are we all in the clear? Did I do that in a very reasonable pace? I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. So, guys, best of luck to you and your investments. Keep an eye on these sales. That is the smarter choice. But honestly, I think it's going to be absurd anyway. So, best of luck to you and your investments. Catch you all later, and we'll see how this all turns out. Post-Christmas, I hope it's a good one. And don't forget, with a brand new year, keep an eye on the commits. We are potentially going to see a whole lot more interesting things coming out soon. Maybe it's just going to be a whole bunch of fixes for January. Maybe we're going to see a new change in the monuments. Oh, what am I alluding to? Well, we might be getting some monument revamps some point early this next year. So, catch you later, guys. I'll see you soon.